And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here as we get set for race number 2 of the PCSRA Buffalo Wild Wings Series. Getting ready for the running of the Echo Park 250 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 163 laps on tap here today. And if you did not see our Truck Series race, we had 5 freaking cautions and drivers not slowing down and causing problems under the yellow flag when they slow down to pace. We had a lot of hard wrecks and all that, and a lot of drivers called to the big red truck. Hopefully we won't have a repeat like we did last week at Ricky when over half or almost half the Buffalo Wild Wings Series grid was called to the big yellow and black truck for stupid incidents in our only yellow, which was the big one at Ricky Raceway. Here is the starting lineup. Darby King sits on the pole position, 8th in the points. She comes in this race alongside of her, Monica Towns, who was involved in that wreck, but she ended up 21st. So she comes in this race 21st in points. Emma Tutu in the 96. I believe she is 12th in the point standings. And Kyle Langland, who raced his way into this event via the non-charter race a couple of days ago. There's your points leader, Wyatt Garcia, who won last week. Makoto Tanaka, glad she's all raised. We're going to show you the rest of the starting lineup. Same with Ivory Walker. Makara Amirmuez, who had a disappointing run yesterday in the Truck Series race, making her debut, as well as Marshall's making their debut in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series. They both raced their way in via the non-charter race. There's Jesse R in the Bali colors this week. Annie Winters, who has her little sister a couple of rows behind her. There's Lulu Champagne. Stephanie Driscoll, who has now been placed on probation in the Truck Series, and I'll explain that when we get to the Truck Series race next week. Lauren Ekstrom, who raced her way in via the non-charter race. Maria Nowicki, Jared Underhill rounds out your field. Let's get these cars rolling. First career pole ever for Darby King in that Zero machine. Wyatt Garcia comes in as the points leader by 15 points over Jesse R. JJ Park is 3rd. Victor Gonzalez 4th. Stephanie Driscoll, as I mentioned, and I'll explain why she's on probation for the Truck Series next week in just a second, is 5th in the points. Sean Hart is 6th. Amanda Wallace is 7th. Darby King 8th. Heather Galloway 9th. And Carla Sinat will complete your top 10 in the points. That's your top 10 points presented by Golden Corral. And we got a car, and we're going to have a wave off because I see a car wanting to take the green, and everybody has to take the green. So the officials have waved off the start, so that's a restart. Make sure everybody rolls off. Don't know who it was, but whoever it was caused me to do a restart. Of course, April Winters, I forgot to put her in the race in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series at Ricky. I think she just sat out because she was not feeling well, so there you go. We'll see how Kyle Langland and others that raced their way in the event via the non-charter race will do. Of course, Langland making his first start of the year. Makara Mirmuez making her debut in Buffalo Wild Wings, had a engine failure that went away for her in the Truck Series race yesterday. So here we go. The Echo Park 250 for race number 2 of the Buffalo Wild Wings Series is green. Let's go racing, gang. I think it's better for me to say let's go racing, drivers and all that than do my TCV impression, because that's what I'm probably going to start doing from now on. Kyle Langland leads the first lap. Sorry, I was eating a chicken tender. That's why I wasn't talking. I want to thank the folks at Dairy Queen for bringing me some awesome lunch and also an awesome ice cream I'm going to have during this race. So, yay. Thank you to Dairy Queen for providing me some delicious food. The points leader, Wyatt Garcia, 5 points for leading the lap at a low pace car. Check back here. I was going to check and see if the 55 of Hugo, yep, he took the lead. Checking back here. John Wesley Allen, Samantha Greenville have new schemes on their Red Bull Toyotas for Red Bull Racing. Amanda Wallace driving the 5G Verizon wireless colors this week in that black 22. Amanda Wallace, 7th in points. The white Texaco Haviland Dodge for Lulu Champagne. Jared Underhill still in the America Tire. America's Tire is like discount. Max Lipson, Sean Art, who had a good race, or had a race in the Truck Series. Of course, his little sister had a well-needed race in the Truck Series yesterday. Now, talking about the Truck Series race, and I thought they were going to go 4 wide there. I was going to, like, say, wait a second before I start talking about Stephanie Driscoll. Okay. So, Stephanie Driscoll, I want to explain an interesting thing about her. And, of course, she's still in this paint scheme. I'm going to have her in a new car next week at Vegas. But Stephanie Driscoll is on probation for numerous reasons. One, causing an incident under the yellow flag in our Truck Series race yesterday. That was strike 1. Strike 2 was apparently whatever she did to Lauren Grubius in the Truck Series race before that race happened. Apparently she got pissed off at Grubius. Either that or she did something to Grubius in the previous race. Whatever the case that was, that caused an altercation, and Cody Smart and all the members from Daniel Voiles Racing had to break up the fight along with the officials, and they had a nice little discussion with her this morning in the black and silver, in the black and yellow truck, after she was called to the big red truck for her actions. So we'll see if she learned her lesson, and if she causes an incident at Vegas in the truck race, she will be suspended for 1 race. Carla Sinat in the 32 Tide Machine. Carla had a dismal run yesterday in the Truck Series race. I hear some scraping. I hear scraping. Caution! Monica Towns has crashed. Victor Gonzalez has hit the wall. Caution is out. We had a wreck on the back straightaway. 2 weeks in a row for Monica Towns, and she was going to make her Monster Energy Series debut tomorrow. Oh, they went 5 wide. 4 wide was never going to work. 5 wide, that is a death sentence. And it looked like the 66 just spun to 13. That's Emily Elizabeth. But what happened to the 6 of Victor Gonzalez? Oh, he got up into the wall. I think he was trying to avoid, a tire cut down or something. Yeah, he's just scraping like he cut a tire down or something. Probably threw some debris on the track. Did some pretty significant damage to the Whataburger Chevrolet. Still up there in the wall. Yeah, they're going to have to get his car repaired. Looks like we're going to make some pit stops here. So we're under the yellow for the first time today, and just like our Truck Series race, but except unlike the Truck Series race, they try to go 5 wide. 4 wide was going to not work. 5 wide was kind of a death sentence. Jessie Art gets 5 points for leading a lap, as she's going to be our leader coming to the restart. She leads over Justin Hugo, Sierra Harris, Carla Sinat, and Annie Winters, who won the Truck Series race here yesterday. in dominant fashion, 5th. 6th is Lulu Champagne, Paul Michael, 7th. 8th, Jake Putnam, 9th, Max Lipson, and 10th, Makoto Tanaka. Lauren Ekstrom in 11th. She will be racing tomorrow in the Monster Energy Series race. Stephanie Driscoll, 12th. April Winters is 13th. First time the Winters sisters are racing against each other. Of course, April Winters was supposed to race at Ricky, but because of a stomach flu, decided to give the wheel to Todd Montgomery, and April Winters has a problem. And she blew up. That's a shame. Ivory Walker, 15th. Well, that was a commentator's jinx. Sorry, Cody. Samantha Grenville, Lainey Fredrickson, JJ Park, Ari Springer, and Kaylee Rinkin. That will complete the top 10 as April Winters' debut in the Buffalo Wild Wings series, unfortunately, is going to come to an end. Of course, she will be the only driver out of the race because of the engine problem, so that's a shame. Not the way to start your Buffalo Wild Wings series career. And, of course, April Winters has a charter as we're back to green because of Todd Montgomery. So April Winters' day is sadly going to be over, so that's a shame. A header broke on that car. Darby King was on the pole, and she's like 41st. She's got a problem. She had to teleport to pit road. Did we have an issue with her on pit road? Let me see. Or did she have a mechanical problem? Figure out what happened here. Oh, she blew up too. Oh, no. Well, that's 2 drivers out of the race. So April Winters and Darby King, they're done for the day. Darby King, 8th in the point standings. April Winters, on the other hand, making her first start of the season. Her debut race, actually. Not the debut race she was hoping for. So that's going to be a big hit for those 2 ladies in the points. And, of course, April Winters will be dead last in the points of the drivers that have taken the green flag. Of course, that car was 32nd last week with Todd Montgomery behind the wheel, so not the start of the season that 06 team was hoping for. Back up front with Justin Hugo in the 55. Have they find out what the issue was? It was a clutch problem on the 0. So Darby King's day is done. So both her and April Winters heading to the dressing room. That's a shame for April. That's also a shame for Darby King because she was trying to use this race as a test to help her out in tomorrow's Monster Energy race. Unfortunately, that's going to come to a sadful end. At least she had a 90-minute final practice session before this race. So that kind of somewhat helped her get ready for tomorrow. Makoto Tanaka in the 44. Of course, Makoto Tanaka, I believe, will be making her Monster Energy Series debut along with her team owner, Ivory Walker, who, there she is in the Best Buy colors this week, as I'm going to go ahead and take the ticker off so you can see. There's that 70 of Ivory Walker. Boy, they try to go 4 wide. That was, yeah, that was Ekstrom who tried to go 4 wide but thought better of it. There's Annie Winters. Talked about April Winters going to also make her truck debut. Of course, April Winters was not feeling good at the track, so that's why Annie Winters took over that ride in the Truck Series race and dominated in that M&M's Ford F-Series. And now Annie Winters trying to go 2 for 2 in this weekend. Of course, she won the truck race. She's trying to win the Buffalo Wild Wings Series race, and could help her build her confidence. It was actually Annie Winters' first career win in the Truck Series, so that's pretty good. Of course, Annie Winters has never been to victory lane in the Monster Energy Series, so we'll see if that's going to change at some point later in the season. course, they found a replacement driver for the All-Star team for Monster Energy. It will be Cody Smart, Annie Winters. I'm trying to think who else is in that All-Star ride. Kate Anderson, who failed to qualify for this race, will be in that 095 for the 10 races that was originally supposed to be for Allie. So there you go. Oh, we got a crash. The 81 is around. Oh, big wreck. Second caution of the day. Everybody taking evasive action. Boy, that was really scary. JJ Park took the lead. A lot of damage to Sierra Harris's number 81. Let's see what happened here. Lap 22. And this was because, okay, Langland pushed up into Harris because they were 5 wide, but they sell it back down to 4 wide, but that wasn't going to work. Oh, wow, the 11 got on the wall. Champagne got a piece. Wow, 55 of Hugo got jacked up off the ground. Victor Gonzalez got a piece of it. That's Samantha Greenville, excuse me, that jacked the 55 and hit the MSD Chevrolet. And now these drivers are making more pit stops. 2 quick cautions, and we're not even gotten into a long green flag run, I will just say that. If you see the bottom of the deal glitching, I do apologize. I don't know why it does this. Well, this has been an interesting start to the race, hasn't it? 2 cautions, not even 30 laps into the event. And now the 84 out of the race. The 6 car is a lap down. The 81 is off the pace with the damage and all that. Top 10 as we go back to green. JJ Park, the leaders. Jesse Hart, 2nd. Max Lipson, 3rd. Jake Putnam, 4th. Lauren Ekstrom, 5th. Carlos Annott, 6th. 7th, Annie Winters. Kaylee Rankin, 8th. 9th, Bella Santiago. And 10th is Xavier Alsop. And now the 84 who dropped out of the race will have to go to the infield care center. So we've had 2 cautions already, not even 30 laps in. And this track is hot and slick. It is sunny. And, of course, it was the same conditions we had in our Truck Series race. Let's hope lap traffic will not be a problem here in this race. Both April Winters and Darby King have already taken their early shower. And now they are out of the dressing room. April's going to go sit on the pit box of the 98. And Darby King's going to head back to the Monster Energy Series garage area. I bet I can probably see the look on Darby's face. And, of course, there's Courtney Lynn down there. Walking with Darby. So Darby King's day is done. Checking back here. Oh, they're going to go 4 wide again. What is it with you guys going 4 wide? Can we quit going 4 wide this early in the race? I mean, we've already had 2 yellows. Good grief. Need a long green flag run. Nope, no. Oh, no. 09 just stuck it 4 wide. Can we please quit going 4 wide? That would be nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now we can start getting into a long green flag run. Look at what it did. That pack got split up. Here's the second pack led by Heather Galloway. Points leader Wyatt Garcia, who won last week. Kaylee Rankin's having a good run early in this race. Same with Kyle Langland. How about the rookie Makara Amirmuez? Of course, she had a disappointing race in the Truck Series after her engine let go on her. Of course, she's got Azar Amirmuez cheering her on. Of course, Azar raced in the Truck Series race yesterday as a 9's just beating off the side of that Marshall Wildcat. Lead change coming up. Carla Sanat has the lead. I forgot to put the N on there. I'll fix it after the race. Carla Sanat had the lead. JJ Park took it away, and JJ Park now leads. JJ Park, so I'm looking at my points here. Park finished third last week. Victor Gonzalez, who had a good run last week at Ricky, he's going to take a hit in the points. Damian Sharper, who failed to qualify, he's going to drop through the point standings. Todd Montgomery is going to drop, even though it's not going to matter to him because he's already taken over, given the driving duties to April Winters, who's now out of the race. Those that DNQ'd are going to continue to drop through the standings. Sierra Harris, 25th in the points. Now off the pace in 37th. We're going to have a lot of drivers having a... Grenville was 24th, so she's going to take a hit in the points. There's going to be a lot of drivers who came in running, who had good runs last week. They're going to take hits in the points. I see Sean Art in the 19 and Jake Putnam there. Or no, that's Jesse Art, I'm sorry. Where is Sean Art, speaking of the 18? He's back here in 29th. He came in this race 6th in points. Not the run he would have liked. Of course, Fitzy was 18th in points, but he's not racing this weekend. His next Buffalo Wild Wings Series attempt will not be until we go to a road. Let me check the schedule. I'm going to pull up the schedule right now. So I have my schedule up. Fitzy's next attempt race will probably be when we go to Pikes Peak. I believe. I'll have to get that confirmation. Brad Lewis is not going to be racing next week at Vegas. Of course, he didn't attempt this race. Now we're coming up to lap number 40, and if this was stage racing, it would be the end of stage 1. But since this series doesn't do stages, we're just going to continue to go. We're just continuing the race. Just running a normal race. That's all we're doing. They're about to put Victor Gonzalez a lap down. Jared Underhill's back here. Jared Underhill, 29th in points. Not the run he would have had. Of course, he was involved in that big one last week at Ricky. Scarlett Nelson actually driving the DuPont colors this week. Last week, she drove the Nicorette colors. She'll run the DuPont. She'll run the Nicorette colors next week at Las Vegas, as now Victor Gonzalez has gone a lap down. Oh boy, sorry about that. As Kyle Langland has now taken the race lead. Of course, Kyle's raced here at Atlanta before in the Pizza X Series, never in the PCSRA. Of course, Sierra Harris was another one of those drivers who needed a good, who's in this race that will have a good preview tomorrow. Of course, Emily Elizabeth will be in tomorrow night's Monster Energy Series race, which that race will be under the lights. There's Makara Amirmawez. Ari Springer's back here, not having a good run. Her teammate Lulu Champagne in front of her. As JJ Park's still getting held up by Victor Gonzalez. Now we'll get around the 7, almost, or 6, and nearly came down to the 42. And there's Sean, currently in 26. Should point something out as Maria Nowicki's taking the lead, but Emma Tusa is going to pass her. Should point out that Honda Accord has won here at Atlanta before. That was in the Monster Energy Series with Noah Tutu behind the wheel. Of course, you will see Noah Tutu in the Monster Energy Series race tomorrow night. Of course, there's his sister Emma. Emma Tutu left Joe Gibbs Racing to move over to Hall of Fame Racing in the number 96, sponsored by DLP Texas Instruments. And Emma Tutu finished 12th last week at Ricky. John Wesley Allen, the only Red Bull car left in the race because his teammate's out of the race. His teammate has already been released from the medical center. Pretty soon they're going to catch Justin Hugo before we get into the nitty-gritty part of this race. Of course, John Wesley Allen is a rookie in the Foster Series. Emma Tutu has raced in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series for a couple of seasons. But Emma Tutu has never won a Buffalo Wild Wings Series race before. Neither has John Wesley Allen. There's Greta Wagner. Wagner not running full-time in the Monster Energy Series. Couldn't find a ride up there, so she decided to move down to the Buffalo Wild Wings Series to run for Rookie of the Year for Phoenix Racing. Of course, her teammate Sierra Harris is already off the pace due to the damage she received, and I believe she's still running, but she's really badly damaged. Scarlett Nelson going for the lead in that number 24 DuPont Chevrolet for Nathan Orman Motorsports. Of course, the 24 and 48 were our Nathan Orman Motorsports car. Of course, Orman failed to qualify for this race. And of course, Orman said he was going to retire from this series to become a commentator. Well, he still is going to run a part-time schedule in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series while he is joining the co-commentating deal. And Orman's next start will not be until we go to Auto Club. They'll have Courtney Lynn in that ride starting at Las Vegas next week. I believe Brenda Eveling will be in that ride, and then Orman will make his second start at Auto Club. That's his home race. He goes through 1 and 2. The leaders are about to enter turn number 1. Sorry about that if you hear me going quiet. I'm just chewing with my mouth closed while I'm commentating this race. Scarlett Nelson was in the danger zone a couple of years ago in the Monster Energy Series. Dropped down to the Buffalo Wild Wings Series. This is her first full season in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series. Of course, she did not run. Or actually, I don't know which year she fell down to the Buffalo Wild Wings Series. But she is a rookie driving for Nathan Orman Motorsports. She's trying to get herself back up to the Monster Energy Series. She's only going to focus on the championship in Buffalo Wild Wings Series. She's not going to make any Monster Energy starts until we get to the season finale in Toronto. For those that don't know, our season starts and ends in Toronto let me rephrase that before I derb. The season starts and ends in Canada. We started at Ricky Raceway in Rimouski, Quebec, Canada. We will end in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which is to Providence, next to each other. And for those that don't know this, the top 5 in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series at the end of the season, so if you make it in the Final 4 to compete for the championship, you will be automatically moved up to the Monster Energy Series, and you will take the spots from the 5 drivers who will drop down to the Buffalo Wild Wings Series for 2024. Scarlett Nelson would like to go back up to the Monster Energy Series. There's been a lot of teams who are eager to sign her if she can go to Victory Lane. Keep in mind, if a full-time driver goes to Victory Lane in this race, they automatically go up into the playoffs. Now, when I say top 5 moves up to the Monster Energy Series, that means also the top 5. That means it's only to the drivers who do not have a ride in the Monster Energy Series. If a Foster Series driver is in the top 5 in the point standings at the end of the season, then the next highest driver that is not a Foster Series driver, that will take their spot, as they're about to put another lap on Victor Gonzalez. Of course, Scarlett Nelson had a struggling start. Scarlett Nelson, where is she? Where does she come in this race? Oh, she's dead last in the points. And these bonus points are really big for her, and she really needs a good run. Like I said, 42nd in the points. And she's currently, if I look at my points here, she is dead last of the drivers who have a charter this season. Like the Truck Series, if you finish in the bottom 5 in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series at the end of this season, you will lose your charter to the top 5 in the truck series. Those 5 drivers, as they stand, this is a little early in the season. They are Chloe Carmichael, Diana Lawson, Luke Peters, Lainey Fredrickson, and Scarlett Nelson, who's leading this race. Another thing for Scarlett Nelson, if she wins the race, then she will still be outside the top 30 in the points, and that victory, if she wins this race, would not count towards a spot in the playoffs. That's another rule you got to remember. You got to be in the top 30 in the point standings for that victory to count towards a spot in the playoffs. Where's our points leader? There's Wyatt, who's currently 16th. Now, Wyatt is already in the top 30. If he has an okay run, it's not going to hurt him because he's in the playoffs. So, as long as Wyatt Garcia if he has a bad race, he can ill afford a bad race because he's, like I said, high enough in points to have a bad finish. As they're going to put Hugo a lap down. And looking here, I see a number of drivers who had good runs at Ricky. They're going to definitely take a hit in the points. So like the Truck Series race, we're going to have a point shakeup heading into next week at Las Vegas, which brings us to our motorsports calendar. We have our next week, as I said, we'll be at Las Vegas, but we still have to finish up our weekend here in Atlanta. Tomorrow, the guys and the gals of the Monster Energy Series. And here's a little irony. I'm drinking a Monster Energy Ultra Sunrise as of this recording. So there you go. And there's Amanda Wallace who's taking the lead. If Amanda Wallace goes to victory lane, she would automatically, and keyword, possibly lock herself a spot into the Buffalo Wild Wings Series chase for the championship. Emily Elizabeth, Diana Lawson back here. Emily Elizabeth, 28th in the points. Diana Lawson, 39th. This is not what Diana Lawson needed. Makara Mirmolez, all she's doing is just getting some experience in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series. Of course, she'll be sharing that ride with Azar. Bridget Thomas. I don't think Bridget Thomas has a ride in the Monster Energy Series. Mia Watts, who will be in tomorrow's Monster Energy Series race. Amanda Wallace, of course, she'll make her Monster Energy Series debut tomorrow. As we'll bring you coverage of the division races and the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500 under the lights here at Atlanta. Our race will start at... I'm trying to think when we'll start racing. I think we'll start racing at 5:30 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it'll be a very long day. Of course, the first one will be division races, and then we will have our main event. And then we'll all pack up and head off to Las Vegas. Our coverage for this series, the Buffalo Wild Wings Series, will start next Saturday. We'll start next week. We'll have our non-charter races for Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings Series at Las Vegas. Trucks will start at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be 8:30 Pacific Time. Then the truck series. Then we'll have our Buffalo Wild Wings Series non-charter race at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. as they will go racing for the non-charters to determine who makes the race. Then we'll have our Truck Series Victoria's Voice Foundation 200. That'll be the third race. That'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the next day will be the Alaska 302. That'll be for the Buffalo Wild Wings Series drivers. That will be a 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time the next day. And then we will cap it off with our race weekend with the divisions and the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube for the Monster Energy Series. And then after that, trucks will be off. Buffalo Wild Wings and Monster Energy will be at Phoenix. And that'll be a night race. So hope you'll join us for the racing coming up as Emma Tutu's leading. While this is going on, I'm going to go ahead and take a bathroom break. I'll be right back. And I've got another bug here. And I'm going to charge my phone while this race is going on. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here at Atlanta as I'll first my stuff away and then go use the bathroom and get my ice cream out of the freezer. Welcome back to our live coverage. As I'm back from the bathroom break and also getting my ice cream out of the freezer. Once again, put my phone down so I can get the napkins off of this. We got a battle for the lead here. Sorry, I was getting my napkin off my ice cream. It's going to be Emma Tutu, who's about to lead, and we're coming up to a lap car. That's Sierra Harris, who was involved in our second incident. Just past the halfway mark here in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series race. Of course, ever since we had our second caution, we've gone green since. Which also means we could see green flag pit stops. I can't recall if we had pit stops, green flag pit stops in our truck race. I'll have to go back through the video and look. Unless someone wants to tell me otherwise. I think we did. Until the yellow decided to rear its ugly head. Pretty soon we're supposed to have pit stops. I think we're going to have pit stops right now. Yep, got some cars on pit road. We are having pit stops. Hopefully the yellow flag is not out. Factor in this race. Looks like our two leaders are going to come in. That's Wallace and Ekstrom. '58's got some damage. Wonder who hit her, because I saw some debris. Oh, she hit the 83. That will definitely be reviewed after this race. Who's the leader? It says Carla Sinat's the leader. Carla's on pit road. Turn the race lead back over to Greta Wagner, but she's coming off pit road. '83's got some right side damage. I'm sure race control will definitely review that after the event. '83 is the leader, but got some damage. They might have to fix that car on the next pit stop. Maria Nowicki has the lead. If you haven't seen the points, here they are. Jesse comes this race. Not only, actually, Wyatt Garcia should have the Rookie of the Year. I'll have to get that fixed right now. I'll fix that right now. Yeah, because Wyatt's supposed to be running for Rookie of the Year, and I forgot to give him his points, so I'll fix that right now. And I'll fix Rookie of the Year in a second, so I'm going to go ahead and generate that. Sorry about this, folks. I have to do this because it is my requirement. Is that fixed? Yep. Okay, that's fixed. Okay, there we go. Okay, Rookie of the Year is all fixed then. Okay, much better. Some reason I had Jesse Art leading the Rookie of the Year, and I forgot to add Wyatt Garcia, so that's my apologies. Diane Lawson's got a lot of damage to her hood. Yeah, they'll be catching Diana Lawson really soon. Ever since our second yellow, these drivers quickly settled down and got into a green flag run. Of course, we had one caution last week. Excuse me. We had one caution last week in the race at Ricky. Today we've had two cautions. Diana Lawson trying to stay on the lead lap, but with all that damage to the hood and aerodynamics being key, it's not going to last long. So we have a Chevy, Ford, Chevy, Honda, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, Chevy in this lead pack. As the 9 has dispatched to 58 without much of a problem. So the number 9 Bass Pro Shops Black Coffee Rifle Chevrolet out of Junior Motorsports with the rookie Maria Nowicki behind the wheel of the 9. Driscoll's running 11th. Park is 7th, and then their other teammate, Nicholas Dutch, failed to qualify. As I'll be right back. I'm going to get a cup for my Monster. I'll throw my Dairy Queen cup that I had my drink in away. I'm going to keep my ice cream. Alright, I'm back, y'all. Alright, sorry about that. I was just getting a drink. Or, not a drink, I mean a cup for my drink, I should say. Maria Nowicki leads this race. Second is Heather Galloway. Third, Amanda Wallace. Fourth, Mia Watts. And fifth is Scarlett Nelson. Sixth, Bridget Thomas. Seventh, Paul Michaels. John Wesley Town, HAG Park. Ninth and 10th is Greta Wagner. We've only had 2 cautions so far. And looks like we got another driver who has taken their car back behind the wall. That's Chloe Carmichael. A header has let go on that number 2, and that's not good for her because she came in this race 38th in the point standings, so she's definitely going to take a hit in the standings. So we have 35 on the lead lap, 38 in the race, and Chloe Carmichael joins Samantha Greenville, Darby King, and April Winters, who have already gone behind the wall for quite some time. And that's not good for Chloe Carmichael because she comes into this race one of the 5 drivers in the danger zone of possibly losing her charter for next season in the Buffalo Wild Wings series. So that's not good. But the good news is it's still early in the season. So hopefully they can get that. Hopefully they can quickly regroup. One bad start to the race. One bad race to start the season is not that bad. 2 bad races to start the season is never good. Of course, the 06 team in owner points, it's going to take a hit. So they got to get their act together. And a lot of drivers who come in running well in points, not having the runs they would have liked. Makara Mirmoez just learning, you know. She's not running for points in Buffalo Wild Wings series. All she's just doing is just gaining the respect of her competitors and the officials. That's all she's doing, and she's in 22nd, but to be honest with you, she made the race. That's the proud part she can say is she's just out here just to gain some respect, just to get some experience, just to learn these Buffalo Wild Wings series cars. So pat on the back to her on a great job making it into the race. And even if she doesn't have a good finish, all you do is just complete the laps. Just learn, and that's just it. So Makara Mirmoez, not the run she would have liked, but she's just learning. That's all she's doing today is just complete all the laps, get the experience, and then your parents will be proud of you, saying you did the best you could. So even though her day was a lot better versus the truck race, she's just out there to learn. That's all you're doing. And that's all you have to do. Just learn. So, And, Marshall Wildcat, she's lost a couple of spots. I'm also seeing some drivers who had some good runs last week, not the runs they would have liked. Sean's not had a good run. But like I said, Makara's just out there to learn. That's all she's doing. Just learn, learn, learn. And that's the thing about the Buffalo Wild Wings series is if you're a new driver like Makara, you're just out there to learn. Who cares if you're not running for points in this series and you're running for truck series? You're just out here just to get experience. And I talked to Abonia Mirwez, and I asked her, after her sister made it into the main event for Buffalo Wild Wings series, what is the one key advice you told Makara in the hotel room with you, Azar, and Azura, and Katsuro? And she said, I want her just to go out there, even if she doesn't have a good race, just go out there, get the run, complete all the laps, just get experience. Just make sure you bring the car home in one piece. And that's a key thing about this is you're just out here to learn. You're not like a Monster Energy Series driver. You're just a young development driver, and you're just out here to learn, learn, learn. So, and Abonia Mirwez, who's on the pit box with her sisters and her brother. Of course, their parents, Mr. and Mrs. Mirwez, currently still living in Egypt, Cairo, Egypt to be more specific. And, I talked to Mr. and Mrs. Mirwez about how cool is it to see your son and 3 daughters race. And Mr. Mirwez says, racing is really good for, our family. We wanted to try something new. We got Aboni to race in the Buffalo Wild Wings series in 2016. Then we got Azar in it. Now we got Katsuro and Makara involved. So it really is great to see running well in the family. There's Kaylee Rankin. Rankin had haven't talked much about Kaylee Rankin. 35th, she's running 33rd, so not the run she would have liked. Jared Underhill not having a good run. Jesse Art, who came in this race second in the points, all the way back to 30th. So a driver running well in points going to take hits. In fact, a number of drivers who are running very well, who had good runs, who had great runs last week, they're going to take a hit in the points. Sean Art's not having a good run either, and Sean had a dismal run last week. Or no, had a good run last week, so Sean and Jesse are going to take hits in the points. Bella Santiago is going to more than likely take a hit in the points because, as I said, number of drivers who had great runs last week, not the runs they would have liked. The points leader is having a okay day in 19th. That's Wyatt Garcia. JJ Park came in this race third in the points, is ahead of those two. And I believe he might take the points lead for the Rookie of the Year honors heading into next week at Las Vegas. Lead change, Maria Nowicki has taken the lead from Heather Galloway. Of course, first laps led for Honda Accord in the Buffalo Wild Wings series ever, so that's a great history. Heather Galloway, part of the Cody Smart development program for Honda Accord. The only Honda Accord in this series. Heather Galloway trying to make it up into the Monster Energy series. Galloway comes in this race 9th in the points. didn't qualify good at Ricky, even though it didn't matter where you qualify at Ricky. Anything can happen at Ricky Raceway. And had a top 10 run going. If Heather Galloway goes to victory lane, she's locked into the playoffs. And also, it would be the first ever win for Honda Accord in the Buffalo Wild Wings series. Knowing that they're the only Honda Accord in this series. How would it be for that team to go to victory lane? It'll be Honda's first win in the PCSRA since 2016 with, guess who? Noah Tutu. And you'll see Noah Tutu tomorrow. Of course, Noah Tutu's on the pit box with his brother Jake. Excuse me. Mia Watts having a good run. Mia Watts driving for Colleague Racing. Couldn't find a ride up in the, only running 10 races in Monster Energy. Not sure what the, or she's actually running the number 61 Chevrolet Camaro. So that's where she's moving over to. She's still going to be the owner for Watts Motorsports, replacing Lauren Ekstrom, who's moved over to BMW. And of course, Lauren Ekstrom nearly won the race last week at Ricky in the Monster Energy Series. So back up front, Heather Galloway currently the leader. Heather Galloway ran in the AutoZone Amateur Series. That was a series when I used to do it with Elijah back in 2017 when I believe she drove the number, can't think of the top of my head what number she drove in that series. She drove something. I don't know what it was called. But a good result for Galloway. For Maria Nowicki. So I'm looking at the points, see where she's at. As she takes the lead. Maria Nowicki came in this race 37th on the points, so this is a well-needed run for her. As we're past 200 miles in the here in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series. We have 50 to go. For Maria Nowicki, a well-needed run for her. And the good thing for Maria Nowicki comes this race 37th in the points. She's going to be away from that danger zone of the drivers that have charters, because if you're in the bottom 5, you lose your charter for next season. How about Monica Towns in this 13 car? Remember, was involved in our first yellow. Here she is, rebounded in the top 10. Well-needed run for Monica Towns after an run last week. And the 83's pitting. I think it's due to the damage because that got a tire rub. Is this green flag pit stops? Must be. Because everybody's in their window to make it the rest of the way. Let me check the 83. Yep, he's on pit road, so they're going to go ahead and repair the damage. I think that tire rub is really what hurted his car. So they'll go ahead and fix the damage. Yep, they're staying to fix the right side damage on his Toyota. So that was a pit stop. It's up brake for him, but he knew that tire rub was getting worse, and he's like, I gotta pit before I blow a tire out. But he'll be up to speed. He's gonna hope and pray these leaders have to pit. Remember what happened in the Monster Energy Series race at Michigan in 2016? When everybody ran out of gas, dropped like flies, Xavier Allsop stole the win in Division 2. Abigail Furling, who is not entered in this race, stole the win in Division 3. Which says to me, we could end up having fuel mileage. Yep, this is pit stops. These should be the final stops of the day. Because everyone can make it the rest of the way on this after this pit stop. Everyone can make it on one more stop. Wesley Allen is faster on fresher tires, so these drivers will have to make their final stops right now. They will make it the rest of the way. I swear, if that 83 pulls off a victory, that would be a shocker. And the thing about Wesley Allen, he comes in at critical 30th in the standings. And of course, April Winters will inherit the points from Todd Montgomery. Because I forgot to put her in that ride for the Ricky race, so that's a tough break. Yep, final stops are underway. Now everyone can make it the rest of the way. This guy is hoping this stays green, and he'll more than likely take the race lead. Any of the leaders coming to pit road? No is the answer. And we understand the 44 has taken their car back behind the wall. That's Makoto Tanaka. Another engine failure. A valve has broke on that machine. So tough break for the number 44 team. And Tanaka came into this race trying to find the 44. Where's Tanaka in points? She finished 26 last week, so not the result she would have liked. Had a good race going, then the engine gave up the ghost on them. That's a shame. Don't know when the leaders are going to start making their final stops. Everybody else has already done so. They can make it to the end. '83 has gone by the leaders. If we get a yellow here, everyone can make it to the end. It's like the 9's coming to pit road. Yep, 9's coming to pit road. This is a scheduled stop. So everyone is going to make it to the end after these stops. This is the money stop. 96 is in. Make sure you guys fill it up with enough fuel. .55's coming to pit road. This will be his final stop. Makara is going to lap down, but like I said, she's just gaining experience. .58's on pit road. I haven't seen the 86 peel off. Okay, she's coming to pit road. Well, a lot longer on her fuel than anybody else. That will turn the race lead over the 22, unless the 22 is not pitted. Yeah, 22 is not pitted. Neither has the 16. These drivers have yet to make their pit stop. Look at that one car, Driscoll. A lot faster than the leaders. These drivers need to start thinking about pitting. They're trying to risk it here. And for a bad reason. Yeah, these leaders are going a lot slower than these guys. They have made it the rest of the way. Oh, please don't bring out a yellow. Mia Watts can't get the pit road. Neither can the 22. Oh, no, this is not good. This could be bad. They run out of gas in front of this group. This could be a problem. Look at all these cars they're going to have to give up. They're going to have to come to pit road. Same with the 13. 13 has not made their final stop. Neither has Max Lipson. Maria Nowicki has. Okay, these two are pitting. 13 is not pitting. Boy, we're going to have fuel mileage play a factor. 9's going to get her lap back. 32's going to get her lap back as well. Didn't expect fuel mileage coming to play. Max Lipson is yet to make his final stop. 41 has not made her final stop either. Think she's getting ready to. I really don't think they're going to make it. The other two just hit pit lane. Caution's out! Oh boy, this changes everything. Our third caution of the race had something to do with Luke Peters. Oh boy, this changes. Oh, we're crashing! Jake Putnam has crashed! What has happened? Drama's here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and they're saying Ari Springer's the leader. Oh, JJ Park ran into Lauren Ekstrom for some reason. And Lauren's got damage. My goodness, what has happened? That came out, and now they're saying Driscoll's the leader. What has happened in this race? Okay, let's pause this race. I need to see what the yellow is for. JJ Park not paying any attention. Wow, this happened in the middle of stops. And this might have trapped some people a lap down as a result. Oh, Jared Underhill and Scarlett Nelson collided. Oh, Jared blew up. Oh, Jared had it. Jared, yeah, let's see. Okay, let's see. Jared blew up coming after the line. Yep, the engine just grenade on that machine. I don't know how that was a yellow, but oh well. Not gonna bitch about it. Oh, Jared was not having a good day. And then I don't know what Scarlett Nelson was thinking. Pow! Oh, her car came up the racetrack. That's why the yellow came out. So that's a tough break for her. But what happened to Jake Putnam? He was wrecked under the yellow flag. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Why on earth are these drivers... They took the caution. Wyatt Garcia goes down the apron to avoid, and then pow! Putnam just ran in the back of Paul Michaels. Talk about these drivers not paying any attention of slowing down. Oh, Makara Mirwa's got a piece of it. These guys already took the caution. They should have been waved around by the pace car. All of a sudden, all hell is broken loose after a very long green flag run in between our second and third yellows. Oh, boy. And then the 7 decided to commit female abuse on Lauren Ekstrom, who's now got damage. And this trapped a number of people a lap down as a result. Boy, this changes everything. Now these drivers can save enough fuel under pacing. And because we're inside of 10 laps of racing to go, Monica Towns is out of the race. Something must have happened to her. Oh, she ran the back of Hugo. Come on, guys. The yellow is out. So that's male abuse. That's probably why the 13's out of the race. She just completely ran in the back of that 55. Not sure what her deal was, but good grief. Can we stop committing male and female abuse for Christ's sakes? Apparently not. Driscoll's the leader. God, you gotta go all the way to Carla Scott in second. Maria Nowicki third, Ari Springer, Max Lipson, Amanda Wallace, Mia Watts, Annie Winters, Bridget Thomas, and Emma Tutu, your top 10. Drivers out from that incident. Jared Underhill's out of the race. Jake Putnam's out of the race. Jake Putnam has been asked to see the officials in the big black and yellow truck after the race, along with Monica Towns in the 13. 2 weeks in a row, Monica Towns has been called to the big black and yellow truck, and that was causing a collision under the yellow flag, may I point out. But what that just did is screwed everything up. And put some drivers on the tail end of the lead lap as a result of that untimely yellow. Goodness me. Got 25 on the lead lap. Oh no, they're going 4 wide in front of the leaders. Oh no, 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 no. Okay. I don't have to sound like a damn cat saying that no, 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 no part. 4 to go, I should say. Nowicki is there in the 9. Boy, this race has been really crazy. I can't imagine what tomorrow's Monster Energy Series races will be like. That should now also be in the daytime, so. We have 4 to go. We'll be at 3 to go next time by when we cross the line. I bet you Maddie Crenshaw is going to go spank Monica Towns' butt as we have 3 to go. As Maria Nowicki has taken the race lead. A driver who really needed a good run. Looks like she's about to get a good run. Comes to this race, as I said, 37th in the points. We're going to have to see if she does win this race, if that's going to be good to get her in the playoffs. Garcia trying to get his lap back. 2 to go next time by. Lainey Fredrickson, haven't talked much about her all day, excuse me. Got a little hiccup there. Going a lap down, but still a good solid run from her. As we're coming to the white flag, one more time around Atlanta, sponsored by Credit One Bank. I don't care if I ripped it off Fox and NBC. I don't care. Last week, Maria Nowicki finished 37th in Ricky. Came in this race 37th in the points. A win for her could possibly put her in the top 30 in the points. As she rounds through 3 and 4. First career win for Maria Nowicki. First win for Junior Motorsports. And Maria Nowicki will win the Echo Park 250. What a job by this number 9 team out of Junior Motorsports. And now the question is, did Maria Nowicki do enough to possibly lock herself a spot in the playoffs, providing she got in the top 30 in the points? We will have to find that out at the same time as I do. Gonna wait for some people to... Okay, standings are now official, and I don't see the yellow out, so... All right, standings are official, so there we go. So Maria Nowicki will get the victory. Heather Galloway so close, but we'll have to settle for second. Still a great run for Galloway. She'll be stay in the top 10 in the points. Stephanie Driscoll, third. She'll stay in the top 10 in the points in that regard. JJ Park in fourth. I believe he will take the points lead heading into next week at Vegas. Emma Tutu in fifth, came this race 12th in the points. She'll be in the top 10 in the points heading into next week. Annie Winters, sixth. Carla Sanat, seventh. She'll stay in the top 10 in the points going into next week. Bridget Thomas, Max Lipson, and Ari Springer completes the top 10. A well-needed run for Ari after a 23rd place finish, and she came in this race 22nd in the point standings. 14 cars finished on the lead lap, with Emily Elizabeth the last of them. 33 finished the race, and then 9 drivers did not finish the race. They were Monica Towns, who has been called to the big black and yellow truck for the second week in a row. Jake Putnam, Scarlett Nelson, Jared Underhill, Makoto Tanaka, Chloe Carmichael, Samantha Greenville, Darby King, and April Winters. Most notable, Darby King, 8th in points. I'm looking here. Putnam came in this race 11th in the points, so he's going to take a hit in the standings. Scarlett Nelson came into this race. I'll be with you in a second. As Grenville came in this race not running well. So this is going to be a point shaker-upper heading into next week's race. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We've shown you your full finish results. We'll show you your point standings at the beginning of next week's race. As you've been watching a production of the PCSRA, the best in our racing since